In today's world, everything is connected. The food we eat, the clothes we wear, the apps we use, many of them come from different parts of the globe. Every day, we scroll through products made in other countries, talk to people across the world, and depend on systems we don't even see. This is globalization. While it brings opportunity, it also raises an important question. Who truly benefits? According to National Geographic, globalization is a term used to describe the increasing connectedness and interdependence of world cultures and economies. Meanwhile, others said that it's the increase of business around the world. Globalization has many definitions, but one thing is clear. It is about how countries, cultures, and economies become more connected and influence each other across the world. Now, what happens in one country can be felt in another, even in the smallest communities. A war far away, a crisis we may not see, yet somehow it
Pesos
reaches
hanggang
us.
24 pesos ang itataas ng kada litro. Sa gasolina, 7 hanggang 13 pesos. At ito yung mas malaki sa kerosene, 32 hanggang 38 pesos ang kada litro.
50 lang ng crudo. Ngayon, scoop na triple. Bakit kami pagkakasyahan ngayon yun?
Globalization accelerated in the late 20th century due to advances in transportation, digital technology, and many more. If you ask someone from the time of the Silk Road or the galleon trade, they would find today's world almost unbelievable. For the tourism industry, it has opened many doors. It connects people from different cultures, making leisure travel possible, creating jobs, ideas spread, and opportunities expand.
So technically, the globalization is helping the industry, the tourism and hospitality industry in terms of economic aspects. So when it comes to hotel industry, pumapasok yung mga malalaking brands.
Nay, bakit po kayo tinatawag na new heroes? Iiwan niyo na naman nga po ako eh. Aalis na naman po kayo.
Alam mo anak, kaya kami tinatawag ng mga hero kasi binibigay namin lahat. Yung kahit walang matira, basta kayo meron. Ganun ang mga magulang. Alam mo ba, gusto kitang makasama, pero hindi naman natin kaya. Alam mo naman, mahirap ang bansa. Tsaka alam mo ba na yung mga OFW yung tumutulong sa bansa natin para umasenso sa pamamagitan ng mga remitansya? Kung walang mga OFW, paano na ang bansa? Tsaka hindi naman hadlang ang distansya. Kasi kahit nasa malayo ako, lagi kong pinaparamdam na mahal ko kayo.
Nay, sorry po. Magkala na lang po ako ng version.
Okay lang ka ba? Naiintindihan ko. Hayaan mo next time. Kapag nakaluwag-luwag, hindi na ako alis sa tabi. Kaya ka na!
Ilang taon na po kayong OFW sa ibang bansa?
Ako ay 7 years, galing akong Israel.
Aling Roan has been an OFW for many years. She is grateful that she was able to work abroad as it gave her a stable job, something she once thought was out of reach.
Malaki at maganda ang naging epekto ng pagiging OFW ko o ang pagtatrabaho ko sa ibang bansa. Tulad na lang ng nagkaroon ng magandang buhay yung pamilya ko. Nagkaroon ako ng bahay na maayos. Kahit sasakyan. Then, kahit ganun pa man, nagkaroon ako ng trabaho doon na mahirap magsakripisyo para sa pamilya. Pero tinitiis namin mga OFW Dahil syempre sa gusto mo talagang mabigyan ng magandang buhay yung pamilya mo, maging maayos yung buhay mo.
According to Legal Clarity, because of economic globalization, foreign companies now exist in many countries, helping increase employment.
Malaki yung naging epekto ng globalization sa work ko dahil sa mga foreign companies. And mas dumami yung opportunities kahit nandito lang ako sa Pilipinas. And mas okay din kasi yung pay compared sa local companies or local brand.
But globalization also has a darker side. As countries become dependent on one another economically, a crisis in one place can quickly affect others.
Kaya napakalaki ng epekto. Dati, ang aming dinidiesel ay sa apat na biyahe ha, ang dinidiesel namin dati ay 1,200. Ngayon, ang apat na biyahe namin, ang dinidiesel namin ay 2,600. Kaya napakalaki ng epekto. Tapos tumaas pa uli kanina.
Now, it is clear that globalization is not only about connections, it is also about power and decisions. When economic problems rise, governments must respond, which can be through policies, subsidies, taxes, or through international
Yung
cooperation.
suportahan ng gobyerno ang public transport. Kasi pag tumigil ang public transport, titigil din ang ekonomiya ng bayan. Yun ang masasabi ko.
Political globalization brings nations together to address global issues like climate change, pandemics, and security. Through this, many international organizations have been formed to unite countries and promote cooperation, such as the United Nations, which works to maintain peace and protect human rights.
Kayo naman, nagkakagulo na, pero naman yung na nag-aayos ng ating pamamahalaan ng ating bansa ngayon.
Over the decades, these international organizations helped the Philippines through development programs, disaster response, and humanitarian aid, such as providing support after major typhoons and helping reduce poverty, improve healthcare, gender equality, and many more. This all became possible through diplomacy and formal agreements. A country's national sovereignty, however, can be at risk. Stronger nations and global institutions may influence or pressure weaker countries.
So actually, political globalization is a process where most countries are interconnected in interdependence with one another. So you have to familiarize with the characteristics of political globalization. The first one is the creation of governance bodies such as the United Nations, the World Trade Organizations, and it also includes the ICC, the International Criminal Court, and the World Bank. Another one is there is a trade agreement where most countries are having their trade agreement so that we can able to process and do business across borders. Cons of political globalization is loss of control of sovereignty, wherein in most countries, if they are about to control their decisions and the international has make rules, they have affected on it. The second one is the inequality and imbalance, where rich and powerful organization has dominate the global institutions, and however, those are developing countries or have less influence.
This means as countries become more interconnected, they are often pressured to follow international rules, agreements, and policies set by global institutions, limiting their ability to make independent decisions. Now, let's dive to cultural globalization. It allows ideas, tradition, and creativity to spread worldwide. It connects people across cultures like never before.
Representing Singapore has been truly inspiring and an eye-opening experience for me, especially that I'm a Filipina and I'm fortunate enough to have experienced the cultures from different countries. And what amazes me the most is the technological advancements of Singapore, which I think should be a blueprint for the ASEAN nations for us to have that sustainable and inclusive environment in the future. For me, it was an awesome experience to join that kind of pageant because I was able to see the disparities across nations. And that's when I realized that we should focus on people. We should focus on lifting them up, not just focusing on our economic growth. Because I believe that when we focus on people, we lift economies.
Through cultural globalization, many people begin to idolize and adopt aspects of other countries, such as the widespread popularity of K-pop in the Philippines, enriching international culture.
Ang ina-ignorize po namin ay BTS, ang bias po namin ay Taeko.
Ang K-pop group po na ini-stan ko ay BTS. Ang bias ko po ay si Jungkook.
Ang prefer po namin na group ay 17.
Ang bias ko po ay si Mingyu, tapos ang bias po niya ay si S.
Cultural globalization indeed not only brings people closer across borders, but also shares knowledge and values. However, it can sometimes overshadow local cultures and existing traditions.
The idea or the concept of globalization is same goes with the idea of the only constant in this world is change, and that change is globalization. It comes with positive and negative things. First is, let's have those negative things brought by globalization. First is, I think, a loss of cultural identity. Some identity, or for example, Filipino identity that likely nawawala na siya because of globalization. Same goes with other countries because, ayun nga, we are aware or we get to know some other culture. Yes, aside from loss of cultural identity is cultural homogenization. When we say cultural homogenization, the differences or the uniqueness of one's culture is unidentifiable. Kumbaga, the differences, for example, there are things or there are culture or history from what we know na hindi pala sa atin. For example, since we have been colonized by Spaniards or Japanese, they brought us changes or globalization. So there are identity na we cannot really identify if it's Filipino identity or Spanish identity.
At the crossroads of change, globalization shapes our world in powerful and uneven ways. It opens new opportunities toward a greater future, but not every country experiences it the same way. Its impact depends on how each nation chooses to interact and act in the face of change. Some grow stronger, building industries and influence, while others struggle and taken advantage of. We have seen the pros and cons of globalization unfold across the globe, and so we should engage with it critically by questioning who benefits, addressing inequalities, and promoting fairness and sustainability. The hard truth is that the benefits often flow to those with power, resources, and the ability to adapt quickly. So, who truly benefits from globalization? Some might say everyone. Some might say only few. Well, look around. It's a question you, as a citizen, can only feel and answer.